That is, in case you didn't know, you never saw it before, right? That is the iPhone 5. That is the page we're looking at there at Apple's website. The company started taking orders for the new phone. They unveiled it last week, started taking orders. It actually goes on sale Friday, but just judging from the pre-orders, the iPhone 5 is a big hit, a major hit, and that's a hit that Apple needs right now, actually. You might not think of this company as needing anything. They do, though. Drew FitzGerald is here with us today to talk about this one. I didn't give any of the numbers away in the tease there. I didn't want to steal your thunder. Tell us how this thing did in what the week of orders they've taken.
Not even a week. The first 24 hours of availability for pre-order. It's not on shelves yet. You can't get it in your hands yet. But for pre-order, the first day it sold, or I should say, there were more than 2 million pre-orders, which is
in the first day.
Which is in the first 24 hours.
Wow.
From when Apple put it on their website.
That is real. Actually, I didn't realize it was just the first day even.
So that's double what the pre-orders were for the 4S, the previous device, and easily tops what it was for the 4. So it's kind of continuing that exponential growth that, like you said, Apple really needs, because the iPhone is still its trademark, its flagship device.
Right.
It's what it's built on.
Right. It has become their biggest product, their biggest seller. It's really fueling a lot of what's going on over there. The carriers also are benefiting from this, right? Didn't AT&T over the weekend have a little story that they were talking about how good the orders have been for it through them, I guess, right?
That's right. They didn't give specifics, they didn't give the details, but they said it set a new record. Obviously, if it didn't set a new record, it would be a disappointment. Everyone is expecting that just with the new availability that the iPhone 5 is going to have in all sorts of new countries, and it's becoming more and more popular each year, if they don't sell more and have more pre-ordered than the year before, it's a big disappointment.
Right.
It's kind of a mixed blessing for the carriers, because they get this flagship device, but they have to put a lot at stake in terms of subsidies. AT&T, Verizon, Sprint especially.
Yeah. Now, to some extent, and I know that the pre-orders sort of outstripped what we think was the inventory for this product, but to some extent, Apple had to be expecting this, right? I mean, they were ramping up for this. They wanted this to be a big launch, right?
Oh, yeah. Apple loves creating buzz. They're experts at it, obviously.
Oh, boy, they play us like fiddles.
Yeah, and so now the big question is just about supply, whether they have a very aggressive rollout. This is the most aggressive rollout of the iPhone in history. It's going to be, they're going to hope to have it in 100 countries by the end of the year, and have it in several countries very soon, 9 countries by Friday. So that's very aggressive. That's going to tax their legendary supply chain. If anybody can do it, Apple can. But if there's any constraint on this at this point, it's going to be how many they have in stock.
And how much of this is really a response to what their competition is doing? I mean, we know that the Android system is picking up a lot of steam. Android phones are picking up steam. Samsung just came out with the Galaxy S3 or whatever it is.
That's right.
How much of this is a necessary response to what their competitors are doing?
Well, yeah, it's very necessary. The competition is getting more and more heated each day. Apple has to release a new upgraded iPhone more or less every year just to keep up with demand, to keep their customers interested, and to keep revenue coming in, because there's a huge chunk of iPhone users. There's a huge chunk of new users who are picking up an iPhone for the first time, but there's also a huge chunk of people who had the iPhone 4, had the 4S, and they're going to upgrade every time a new phone comes out.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Did you see the stories about the people already in line over the weekend?
Yeah, I've seen some of that out on Fifth Avenue. It's already happening. Yeah, some of them are granted seeking publicity. They like getting in the spotlight. But within the next few days, you will see people who are genuinely interested in the phone and are willing to stay out and rain or shine.
Now, this is going to be, okay, so it's going on sale, right? This is going to be in this quarter. Huge orders for the thing. Looks like it's going to be a big hit. How is that going to translate to Apple's bottom line?
Well, it's a little tough to judge, and analysts are kind of scrambling to figure it out because of this aggressive rollout. Most of the sales are still going to fall in the 4th calendar quarter. But over the next couple weeks, there's going to be a huge number of orders that are going to fall in this quarter. And so it's going to be tough to determine what falls in this quarter, what falls in the next quarter. Yeah. But certainly the latest quarter that Apple reported, again, billions in revenue, it was actually viewed as a slight disappointment because of those iPhone sales were not as high as analysts were expecting. So they've got everything riding on how many iPhones they sell.
Yeah, and you can see we pulled the stock chart up a second ago. You see the stock is really flirting with the 700 level. There it is, 698, up 1% today. So that is obviously another big thing to watch. Drew FitzGerald, thank you very much. Appreciate your time, sir.